And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. I have my good friend Josh with me tonight. We're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four casting. We're also going to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. That trailer came out. We're also going to talk about a little bit of Joker and everything, and what does it mean whenever it comes down to it probably being a musical. They're saying it may not be, it may be. So we're just going to have to wait and see what we have. I'm you, you're me. I'm going to go on ahead. Let's get this thing started. All right. And here we go. Hey, man. How's it going?
Greetings and salutations. I'm not John Tapia.
Welcome to the best damn movie review show in the planet Earth. I'm coming to you live in my bedroom.
There it is. And I'm coming to you live also from said room that contains a bed. My bedroom. My apartment. My miniature home. It's beautiful.
Your miniature home. That's really beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Splendid.
How fortuitous.
Perfect for all 5'5" of me. Okay, so anyway, first off, I want to tell all the lovely ladies out there, happy Valentine's Day. Unchain your heart. Yes. People have dreams. When love walks in, dance the night away. It feels so good. Panama. So
Panama. Oh man, no, that was a great Family Guy episode too. Every time he opened a book, it was Panama playing. It was great. Loved it.
Exactly.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you ladies out there. Hopefully, whether if you are by yourself, don't worry, it's okay. The man will come along. If you are with a man, continue to treat him well.
But we can't guarantee you if the man will be a creep or not, but he will come along.
That's very true. That's very true. The other thing is just make sure that said man is not the devil himself. If he's a Lucifer and he's playing the piano and singing creep, that's all you need to know. It's probably Tom Ellis. I'm just letting you know.
He might also have a blue dress on, too.
He might be a devil in a blue dress. I just watched that movie. That movie's so good. Oh,
it really is.
Oh, man.
But anyways, we're here to talk about some news that just came out today. And, dude, I am so excited about this. And I'm also kind of worried about Pedro being casted. I'll get into that in a few minutes on my thoughts on this too. But it's not about the look of Reeves either from Mr. Fantastic. But in case anybody doesn't know, they finally found their casting for the Fantastic Four. And I'm excited to announce that they actually have Pedro Pascal in this. They also have a couple of other people as well. They have Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. They also have Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things playing Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. Ebon Moss, she's also playing as Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. So when you look at the casting, what do you think about this?
It's clobbering time. No, that's not what I think. What I think, so I haven't had an issue with everybody else. I think Pedro was my only one. And at first it started off because he's literally in everything. I mean, it's almost like not Marvel, obviously Marvel, but Disney owns Marvel. So just in the sense of, he's already in The Mandalorian. He's in the Fantastic Four. He's headlining.
He's already in The Last of Us.
Which is HBO. But it's just, he's everywhere, which I'm not mad at the brother not hating on him. He's a great actor. He's phenomenal. I just think that, and it wasn't even the look. I think it's just the fact that there are so many other actors that could have been chosen, and they decided to go with Pedro. Like, even if it was Dev Patel, who they were thinking about at one point, I'd have been cool with that because he's a really great actor, and I feel like he's underutilized in a lot of media. Dev Patel's great. He's got this Monkey Man movie coming out he's his first directorial debut. First directorial debut. It's a whole statement. Debut means first time.
He's going to helm the movie.
He's helming the movie. There you go. He's helming the movie.
A lot of helming.
Exactly. Van Helsing the movie. Beautiful. So for me, it was a matter of just the oversaturation because I know that there are a lot of other talented actors out there as well. You could have stayed in that older age gap if you wanted to. I wouldn't have been opposed if they wanted to go slightly younger. I was thinking about this in the car earlier, and I was listening to Campia show. I was thinking, if they wanted to go younger and they weren't considering him for Kang, I'd say John David Washington could have played Reed Richards. I wouldn't have had a problem.
Cool.
I mean, yeah.
The only thing is, okay, with Pedro Pascal, and I didn't even know your initial thoughts either before coming on the show and everything either about Pedro. But here's my thoughts on this too, and I have the same thing that you're gonna say too. And here's the thing: I love Pedro. I think he's a great actor and everything, but I feel like he's in everything. I feel like, there's an oversaturation with him. I love him as an actor. It's not about the look. I definitely agree with you on that, Josh, because I love Pedro. I think he's fantastic. It's just that I think that they could have gone somebody else, but I think they decided to go with a safer route because of the fact that because of the success of The Last of Us, Mandalorian, they know that people are going to be drawn to the screen now because of that.
Right.
And also, everybody's been glamoring for a Fantastic Four movie for a long time. But it's the whole fact of that draw of having him as Reed Richards now. Now you have the people that from The Last of Us coming in. You also have, of course, the Mando fans coming in. So you're going to have two different crowds seeing Pedro coming in. And for Pedro. So you're going to make your money that way. But I also feel like they could have did with maybe a little bit more of a risk taker, with casting somebody else. That's just my opinion.
I would have liked that. Like, be ballsy. Don't play the safe choice. Be revolutionary.
Right.
Take somebody else. But again, congratulations to him. I'm not mad at him. We're finally getting a Fantastic Four casting announcement. We've been waiting for 2-3 years now. Actually, sorry, maybe 4 years now.
Right.
Fantastic. So, I think it's dope that we finally got this. I think that Matt Shakman, who directed WandaVision, he is going to do a fantastic job with the movie, forgive me. And I really just want to know when Dr. Doom will show up and who it will be.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
I've been seeing things because I haven't watched. I've been saving that trailer specifically, so I haven't looked at that yet. But I saw an image, and people were like, "Is that Dr. Doom?" I think that's Dr. Doom.
Okay. Here's the thing. I have another question. So, what do you think about Vanessa Kirby being casted as Sue Storm?
Well, you have an Academy Award-nominated actress. What more can I ask for? I think she's been nominated twice. I know one was for Promising Young Woman, and the other one was it was a similar title. No, Promising Young Woman that's her. That's her. Carey Mulligan was in something else. But they came out the same year. I think they got nominated the same year. That's why I always get those two mixed up. But there was a Netflix movie that Vanessa Kirby did that she did get nominated for. Actually, let me do a quick internet search.
But hold on, okay. So she played in Napoleon last year.
She was in Napoleon, and she was pretty good in it. She was pretty good.
She played in Fast and the Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, which is just a popcorn film. She played in Mission Impossible 6 and also Mission Impossible. Let's see, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yes. Right. Pieces of a Woman. I knew. Okay. See, that's the thing. Promising Young Woman and Pieces of a Woman, they just sound so,
Right.
So
I can see
Pieces
why.
of a Woman was her. Yeah. Promising Young Woman. That's why I knew when I said it, I'm like, that does not sound right. That's the Carey Mulligan movie. But yeah. So it was Pieces of a Woman that she was in. Yeah.
I gotcha. For me, I haven't seen her acting ability other than in the Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to actually see more of her acting abilities and stuff like that. And since she's an Academy Award nominee and everything, that tells me that they are picking the right kind of people to play this kind of character and everything too. So I'm fine with the casting choice on that.
For sure.
I'm happy for Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. I'm glad that Joseph is getting some work and everything, especially after Stranger Things. And he played the fantastic character of Eddie, which is hands down one of my favorite characters in Stranger Things season 5. And I think okay, so I think that Joseph Quinn is actually going to be a good fit for this. I think he's going to be able to play that edge for Johnny Storm. And I think that it's time for Josh to check his chicken.
I'm cooking, guys. I'll be right.
So, while he's checking on his chicken, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this, okay? So, I think Joseph Quinn, like I was saying before, Joseph Quinn to me is a good actor. And even though I haven't really seen Joseph in much since Stranger Things and stuff like that, but the fact that he's getting deals tells me a lot. And also, too, he played in Game of Thrones. He's also played in Dickinson as well. There's that little TV series that they had from 2015 to 2016. There's also another thing that he did was A Quiet Place Day One. So he's going to be in the prequel. So I'm happy about that. He played in Overlord. I've definitely loved Overlord. If you guys haven't seen Overlord, I definitely recommend that you guys check it out because I thought that Overlord was a good movie. It's a zombie-based film that takes place in World War II, but they don't primarily focus on the zombies. It's mostly primarily focused on the World War II element, which I thought was really good. But I think that you need someone like Joseph Quinn to be able to draw that crowd where you actually have the Stranger Things crowd coming in, and therefore they can be able to do the box office numbers and everything that the Fantastic Four needs to do in order to do this. And plus, I think the Fantastic Four name also is what sells everybody too, because of the fact that Disney winded up getting these rights and everything, and they haven't made any kind of movement and everything up until now to actually get things going. And of course, I knew whenever they got the rights to the Fantastic Four, it was going to be a while before we even got anything. But the fact that now it's the tangibilization of the fact that this is happening makes me even more excited for this. And then Ebon Moss as Ben Grimm. So, I mean, let me look. Ebon Moss. Okay. So, Ebon Moss has played in The Bear. He's also played in The Punisher as well. He's played in Andor. So you have the Andor fans that would actually come out and see this and support him with this film. He played, like I said, he played in The Punisher Netflix series. He played in The Menu. I thought The Menu was a really good one. Rossie and I reviewed that one not too long ago. I thought that was a really good film. Let's see here. Then, of course, you also have him being in some other films. But also, too, he also played in a Gene Wilder movie back in the day called Murder in a Small Town. So I think he'll be able to play a good role playing the thing because you need an older seasoned actor to be able to play the thing. And I think that he fits the character of what the thing is, which is Ben. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about what I'm seeing from this. I think the casting looks fantastic. I think that the only thing I was hesitant, that Josh and I was both hesitant on, was the fact with Pedro Pascal being casted because of the fact that, he was in The Last of Us, he was in Mandalorian and things like that. And that's why we were kind of hesitant. It wasn't about his acting ability or anything like that. It was just the fact that some people might feel like it's a little too much Pedro. And don't get me wrong, I love Pedro to death, but I just don't want it to be where, Pedro's again. Is that because of the fact that he had all this success with The Last of Us and everything else? Is that the only reason why he's even casted in this? And the answer to that is probably. But I think that with the right direction, the right writers on board, I think that this is a good move in a sense, even though that I think that they could have gone another actor or whatever, but it is what it is. But I'm definitely interested in seeing the story play out. I'm definitely interested in seeing how they do things as well. And, I think that this is actually pretty good. This is going to be a pretty good movie. But so anyways, I do want to mention this though, too. As far as Dr. Doom goes, I wanted Henry Cavill to play Dr. Doom. And the reason why I want Henry Cavill to play Dr. Doom is because we've always seen Henry as the hero and stuff like that. We never get to see him really be a bad villain or anything like that, unless you count the Mission Impossible last Mission Impossible movie that he was in. I think that he would be a fantastic villain. I think that Henry Cavill will be able to have layers to his character to make us feel something for Doctor Doom. and stuff like that. And that's who I would pick for Doctor Doom, because I think that he would actually be a good fit for this, and especially after everything that happened with the Superman debacle and stuff like that too. I think Henry would be a perfect fit for Doctor Doom. What do you think?
Wow, you must have known that I came back in time beautifully.
I heard the chickens crackling.
The chickens have come home to roost. Henry Cavill is Doctor Doom? I'm not.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think of that idea? Because that's just me speculating on who I would like.
As long as he gets to do the whole reload the biceps thing, that way we have the Mission Impossible Marvel crossover. At some point, he's about to go against Ben Grimm, and he just comes. I'm like, oh, clean, okay. I'm not opposed to that. Henry Cavill's always great. I personally, I'm of the camp, and I've been saying this from the beginning. Give me Javier Bardem as Doctor Doom.
Ooh, I like that.
Give me Javier Bardem as Doctor Doom. I'm telling you right now, that what he would rival Josh Brolin as like king villain in Marvel. He would rival him. I'm telling you, Javier Bardem is Doctor Doom. Can you imagine Javier versus Pedro Pascal? What? What? You mean to put that on paper and look at that, stare into it, and tell me what you know? I'm gonna talk to y'all right now. Stare into that. I want you. Whoever's watching this, all right? I want you to write down Pedro Pascal on a piece of paper, okay? And right after that, you put voices. All right. Now that you put the voices, all right. You go ahead and you write Javier Bardem, okay? Once you write Javier Bardem, I want you to look at that, all right? Really eyeball it here, all right? And you tell me what you think about that matchup happening on your screen everywhere, on a big silver screen, whether it's IMAX, Dolby. I don't give a damn. I just want to see those two neck and neck going at it in a true rivalry that could change everything for Marvel. And I believe that it can happen. Kevin Feige, if you ever decide to watch this video, if you ever stumble across me and John upon this thing known as the internet, I want you to reference this moment right here. Javier Bardem should be your Victor Von Doom. No ifs, like it. No ands, no buts. Got me.
I definitely like the idea of Javier Bardem playing Doctor Doom now, even though I like Henry Cavill, but I wouldn't mind that at all, because especially what he did in the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Don't get me wrong. I think that the other Pirates movies are not that good, but the last one with Javier Bardem, he gave me a reason to care.
Wow. I mean, that's true. Now, the execution, that's a whole other story. But I loved him as Captain Salazar for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely.
But I also like him in No Country for Old Men, though, too.
Absolutely, John. You understand? Listen, the wolves howl with you. Hold on. Look, the wolves howl with you. All right, they're howling with you, my friend. They're singing your song. They understand. Yes, the wolf pack. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is fine, phenomenal. Yeah, man. Nah, I'm totally for and Javier Bardem. He's great in everything. I mean, there hasn't been a Javier Bardem performance that I haven't enjoyed.
Same.
I haven't seen Being the Ricardos. And then there was something else. I know he was in Mother with J Law. There was something else I was thinking of, but in every performance that I've seen him in, he's always been phenomenal, like easily.
So what do you think about Joseph Quinn coming in and everything? Because I was talking about him.
You said he came in and I didn't watch season 5 of Stranger Things. Let me see. I know.
Oh my god, dude.
Joseph Quinn. I've seen him. What else have I seen him in?
I have it pulled up right here, though. I'm doing all this homework for you.
I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So,
he's not the kid from. He wasn't. That's not him. I'm thinking of somebody else. The kid from Jurassic Park.
No.
Nah, that's not. It's somebody. I can't think of his name right now.
He played in Game of Thrones.
Who was he in Game of
Connor.
Okay. Apparently, he was also in Breaking Bad. I don't remember him.
What? I didn't know that.
I
Wow.
don't remember him in Breaking Bad. This is crazy.
He also played in Overlord, which is one of my favorite zombie movies I mentioned.
Another one that I have to watch accordingly.
It's really, yeah, it's good.
Uh, Mr. Quinn, forgive me. I have to become familiar with your work, for sure. Because no, that's not him either. I was thinking of the Bohemian Rhapsody cast, and I could have swore I thought I saw his name, but he wasn't in there.
No. But
Jeez, I'm just thinking of movies this guy was not in.
Now you're my Brett Sheridan of the show.
Like, I mean, this is funny, man. This is definitely funny. He hasn't been in a whole lot, but
no,
he's definitely a rising star for sure, and this is only going to boost him. So, even though I'm not familiar with him, I'm sure he'll do a great job. I really wanted Dacre Montgomery to play Johnny Storm at first, but couldn't get him. So you got Joseph. Joseph, again, I apologize. I may not be fully familiar with your resume and your work, but I will believe that I'm going to enjoy said performance from you as the hot-headed Johnny Storm. Do well, my brother.
But what about Ebon Moss Bararach?
Gotta watch The Bear. But I've seen clips. Of The Bear, and I was like, okay, all right, he's pretty cool. Ben Grimm, you definitely need somebody that's got that
older and
humor.
seasoned.
Definitely older and seasoned. He's basically like the big brother of the group. If Reed's basic, yeah, he's the big brother, basically. I mean, it's literally Reed is dad, mom, Sue, and even though Sue's little brother, I mean, he's Johnny's little brother, and then you got Ben, who's the older brother. I mean, that's just how you go about it. I genuinely, I'm gonna tell you this though. I liked Michael Chiklis as the Thing. I liked Ione Gruffin as Mr. Fantastic. I thought he was a great Mr. Fantastic. I thought he was fantastic. I loved Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, and I love Jessica Alba as Sue Storm. Let me tell you something, okay? Those movies, as badly written as they are, and as badly directed as they are, I loved the casting choices were, to me. The
casting was great.
It was fire. Yeah, it was great. For lack of a better word, Mr. Storm, it was fire, truly. So
it did come ablaze.
It did become a blaze. It should have set the box office ablaze for sure. And then they made Rise of the Silver Surfer, which made me not forgive them for
which that. I fell asleep in the theater.
At least, see, I didn't see it until it came on. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it on DVD after it came out, and I wanted to see it in theaters at first. But then when I got it on DVD and I watched it, and I said, "What the actual is this, man?" And RP to Andre Braugher, because he also played the Colonel, or I think he played the Colonel in the Rise of the Silver Surfer as well. So yeah, I liked the cast back then. I thought that they were great. I feel like if they had a better director. Maybe someone like if I put it to you like this: if Christopher Nolan had not committed to Batman,
yeah,
hear me out. It'd have been crazy. That's all I'm gonna say.
But here's the thing with Nolan, though, and this is me: he will put realism into his films to the point where there was no superhero-like power. I
got you. Yeah, no, understand.
That's the only problem.
Yeah, so you got to find somebody that has that. Oh, fantastical. Jamie, it's been so long, my dear love. How are you? Beautiful.
How you doing, mate? Okay. Just like
Crocky. Nice job there.
Frankie. And just like that, she's gonna stop watching the show. But okay, so let's talk about this now. So we have a little bit of Joker news.
Yes, let's dive into it. When's the trailer coming out?
I don't know yet, but they said this, okay? And this is coming from Dark Horizons. So according to the film director of photography, Lawrence Sher, Witchlist, participating in an online masterclass in France. It's not a musical. Rather, it's a film that just has music in it. So it's not unlike the first film. It's got some music, he said. It's not a musical per se, but it's like it just has music in it. That's all. Music is a part of the movie and the characters. But I don't know if it's a musical. But yes, there is music. But there's a lot of music in the Joker too. There's like there was actually like things that we didn't do in the first Joker that to some extent are part of the DNA of the second one. So what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, I will say, so it's a musical, but there's not a lot of music, but there's more music than the first one. That's what I got out of that.
That's what I got from it. And my thing is this, okay? So this is since we had the first Joker dealing with mental health, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that all the musical stuff is going to be happening in Harley's head, to where she's just not singing; it's just in her head because it's a coping mechanism.
Okay, so it's
That's my thoughts.
So it's more of a okay. I got you. I'm not mad at that. I actually but then it really dives into what it means to be that psychological thriller. You know, you're diving into her head, the fantasy that she'd be having. And that's what I was thinking it was going to be at first, that every sequence with music was going to be something fantasy related. So basically those same things that we would see Arthur do in the first one, you're pretty much doing it again in this one. You're just adding the musical element to it, which I think would be pretty cool. And then maybe at the end you have some dark sequence as they're just going around on a killing spree, singing together about love, and then maybe, you know, it's revealed that obviously it's fantasy again, but then it kind of that's kind of the only part that might scare me a bit, just because of the repetition of it, because you kind of did it already in the first one and now you're doing it again essentially in the second one, but you're just adding music.
So when you say it scares you, would you say that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I feel like that might be a bad thing, but I trust Todd Phillips. Listen, the guy won. He led Joaquin to winning his first Best Actor win. The movie made $1 billion at the box office. All right, an R-rated movie made over $1 billion. It nominated for multiple Oscars. So it's not. I trust him. You know, I know you know what he's doing. I just think that's just my outlook on it, just because of what we've already seen, and then to do it again. When you think about it out loud, it's kind of the same
repetitions.
Just did, yeah, but I'm sure, you know, Lady Gaga and Joaquin, they're going to knock it out the park. I know that. Todd Phillips direct his ass off. It's going to be a good movie. I know it's going to be fun. I think that hopefully in this one, since we saw the rise of Joker in the first one, his origin, how he came to be, I think now I want to see further evolution with him, as far as maybe does he become the Clown Prince of Crime? Because at first it's like, all right, he's a comedian. Now it's the Clown Prince, and then you have to see him fully become like the Joker.
Because you've seen at the very end of it where there was like a rise of the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Because of everybody around him, and then he takes him off the car and all that. So I'm thinking that was like the rise of the Joker. Now it's time to raise that chaos.
Exactly, to the next level. And maybe I just want to know. I mean, the thing is, and this is my problem with DC EU. If that's gonna be a separate universe, it's too many universes when you think about it. Because now it's all right. So he's got away with this. He's in a psychiatric hospital. Now at the end of this, what happens? Do you have some superhero interference? Is there a vigilante that's going around? Do you have Nightwing in that universe instead of Bruce Wayne? I don't know. I mean, but if it's not connected, that's fine too. I'm just wondering like how it's all going to play out is what I'm saying.
Right. For me, though, I don't think they're going to do that because, number one, you have Bruce as a young kid in the first one, unless you go with some years have passed and stuff like that, and that's what happens. But although I'm thinking that this is just going to be primarily just focused on Harley and Joker, and I think Batman is just going to become secondary to the point where they're not even going to even have him in there at all. I think that Bruce is still going to be at that age where he's in his teens or something.
Yeah, which I'm okay with, because we don't really need Batman in this. We already have
right. And I do feel like if you would have asked me if I felt like the universe was too confusing, I would have said yes a couple of like last year or whatever. But considering the fact that James Gunn is now taking over and is basically keeping some things and not keeping some, I'm going to say that it's going to become less crowded now.
Wow. Well, yeah. That's true. I mean, and then you're just balancing, like I said, you're balancing multiple universes at this point because now you got the Penguin show coming out.
They're keeping what's making money versus being reactionary.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, because I understand now how the business itself works. I kind of had like an eye opener today. I was just sitting thinking about some things, and it's just, I understand the need for, you want to find people who can produce, because you're building this product, you're making this content that you're trying to put out to the people, and you want to see what the response will be when they consume this product, essentially, right? So you're thinking in terms of money, cool, but at the same time, you have to remember there has to be an even balance between the finances and the creative outreach. Because if you don't have people who can be very creative in their storytelling, and you just think about, well, let's just make as much money as we can and just funnel into it. Prime example, Fast and Furious. I mean, really, we're not there for the story. You're just there to watch action scenes, but there's really like just creative action scenes, but there's no overall like a story that sits with you. You know what I mean? Something that kind of makes you think. And a lot of Marvel movies, despite what Scorsese says about them being like theme park rides, you got movies that they make you think. The thing, like especially, I love this example. Civil War never took a side. It never took a side. It presented you both arguments, and it left you to choose who you thought was right between Tony and Cap.
Right.
This is brilliant. Then you have Winter Soldier. I mean, who can you trust? Infinity War. What happens when all your heroes lose? Thor was the first Thor, Shakespearean drama. Like there's a whole host of different movies as far as storytelling is concerned. But again, once you start thinking money more as opposed to have that even balance of creation and money, and I feel like I would give a little bit more leeway to creation and then let the money have, obviously play its role. We'll see. Again, I think that this is going to be, I think it's going to be a great movie. I think it's going to be fantastic. I don't doubt Todd Phillips for 1 second.
Same.
I just think that, you know how I feel about executives.
Yeah. So let's move on. Let's talk about some of the trailers that happened in the Super Bowl. Let's just talk about Twisters. We'll talk about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
So what did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine?
You want me to admit something to you, John?
Yeah.
I'll admit it all to you. I watched the Super Bowl for 5 minutes total. I didn't see anything.
You didn't see the trailer or anything?
I haven't seen any, because I said to myself, once this week ended, towards the end of the week, I was going to catch up on all the trailers so I could see what was going on.
Okay.
But I did see, I do want to hear what you think, because I obviously have to watch the trailer. But I saw the image of the one guy with the gun. Do you think that's Dr. Doom?
I don't know. I think it's too soon to say it's Dr. Doom. Mm-hmm. But what I like about the trailer is the fact that it sets up the fact that Deadpool's there to save the Marvel Universe. Mm-hmm. And I like how the TVA shows up in the trailer.
Oh.
And pulls him into it and shows everything that Marvel is doing. And
okay.
So, and they even showed like that crappy CGI that we got from Ant-Man Quantumania too up on the screen with Kang. Not with Kang, but yeah.
Shameful.
But the funny thing is, he called himself Marvel Jesus.
He did?
Yeah. Deadpool called himself Marvel Jesus because he's there to save everyone from what Marvel is doing.
That is crazy. See, And I think
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Now picture this, man. There, you know the 20th Century Fox logo?
Yes.
They're fighting on the logo, and it's snow out. So it's snowing, and they're fighting on the logo, and the logo is pretty much cracked and dented and everything.
If he doesn't get nominated for an Oscar as Deadpool, this is ridiculous. That's crazy, man. I can't wait to see this. I cannot wait.
I'm telling you, and they didn't even show Wolverine yet. They're just showing you, hey, look, you're worried about if this is gonna be rated R or not. If you're worried about anything, you have nothing to worry about. It's still the same thing that we've gotten from the first 2 Deadpool movies, and we're not holding anything back. So that's basically what the initial setup is for Deadpool and Wolverine. So that's basically what I got from the trailer was, hey, look, there's a new Deadpool movie coming out. If you were worried about it going into the MCU, you don't have to worry about it. Here's what we have. And then later on, they're going to go in and probably show us with Wolverine, with the chemistry between him and Hugh Jackman and stuff. But right now, you don't see it. But I thought the trailer was funny. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was everything I wanted a Deadpool trailer to be. And how they were going to introduce him into the MCU.
This sounds dope. I'm here for it.
As for Twisters go.
Now, nobody asked for this movie, but I like Glenn Powell. I haven't seen Anthony Ramos in a lot, but he seems pretty cool. And who's the actress in it? It's man. You know who I'm talking about? Oh man, John. Who is she?
Hold on, I'm about to help you out. How about
that? Mara Tierney, I think. Okay. Yes, I found her. Yes, Mara Tierney. Yeah. And Daisy Edgar Jones. I do like Daisy Edgar Jones. Yeah, she was in she's in Where the Crawdads Sing. Love that movie. It's great. And David Corn Sweat, who's playing Superman in James Gunn's universe.
Right.
It's also dope. But here's the thing that stuck out to me, though, personally. Michael Crichton is writing this movie. Michael Crichton, that name sounds familiar. It's because he wrote Jurassic Park.
Right.
There it is. Yeah.
With the trailer, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm thinking that the girl's going to play the daughter from the very first movie. I think that she's going to end up playing the person's daughter. I forgot what's the actress name from the very first Twist movie.
Oh man. Because the first person I was thinking about was Bill Paxton. It's what is her name?
Hold on. I know Helen Hunt.
There you go. Helen Hunt.
So I'm thinking that in Twisters, you're gonna have Helen Hunt's character daughter showing up and honor her dad, who is played by Bill Paxton from the very first movie. So I'm thinking that she's going to become a storm chaser, and this is a way to honor his memory.
Okay. And I didn't realize Michael Crichton did the screenplay for the first one. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I like seeing because it's a science fiction movie. I like seeing Michael Crichton do. He's a science fiction author, so seeing him do these screenplays is really, really cool.
But
yeah, man.
But they have Dorothy back in this thing again, talking about the technology for Dorothy and stuff like that. They got that thing back in there again. It has it looks like the same movie in a sense. To be honest with you, from the first one, it just has 2 twisters, but
I know. It's just multiple tornadoes at this point.
Right, exactly.
That is funny.
But it does. I can't help but feel nostalgic because of the fact that I grew up with this movie. I remember in 5th grade when this movie was at theaters.
Wow.
And I went to see it.
Damn. Okay. Shit. John, let me find out, my friend. Okay. Wow.
So.
Yeah, no, that's dope, dude. So you saw it in theaters?
Yep. Summertime.
You remember the experience? What was it like?
It was very twisting. A lot of twists and turns.
Okay.
Cows flying.
Wow, man.
But no,
prepare for takeoff. Literally.
But no, I remember seeing it, and I remember just being blown away with the special effects because those at that time the effects were actually ahead of its time. Because they actually used fans for the twisters and stuff like that, and added on some special effects and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a revisiting review for it before the movie comes out. So that way, because I remember pieces of it, pun intended.
Well, I'm sure that when you go ahead and review it, it'll be a breeze.
It'll be a breeze with a lot of twisting and turns and some storm chasing going on.
And funneling. Definitely a lot of funneling. I mean, come on, man.
A lot of funneling. Yeah. Touching down.
What more can you ask for? Exactly. Touching down. What more can you ask for?
What more can you ask for? Let me tell you what you can ask for.
You know, I mean, I make sure I get you a bunch of air. You compress it together, got it all going back and forth, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a tornado. I mean, hey, that's what we do. Big twist.
About it. Bada bing,
Forget
bada
about it. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. We got a tornado.
Boom.
Oh, man. He said, put down the tornado before somebody gets hurt.
What are you doing over there? All spinning and shit.
Yo, man. Oh, man. Yeah, no.
But
Twisters.
yeah, twisters. It's definitely twisted.
You gotta get that checked out.
Yep. Oh boy. Okay, so one last thing that I want to mention too. Fantastic Four and Superman are going to be released in the same month. So this is me. This is when I was talking to the Western Reviews podcast when he sent me this news. I was like, okay, my thing is this: Superman's going to keep his release spot because that was the first one to be announced. Fantastic Four is going to be the one to move later on down the month. So I'm thinking towards the end of the month, you're going to have Fantastic Four, and then you're going to have within the first part of that month, you're going to have nothing but Superman. Otherwise, you're going to have Fantastic Four beating up on Superman.
That would be, that's not a good business decision. And for both studios, really, to have them release, and they're very close at the same time. So, yeah, I'd say, move Fantastic Four. When is Fantastic Four slated to come out?
Let's see. Fantastic Four release date. May 2nd of 2025.
What about Superman?
Superman Legacy 2020.
Because you know Marvel loves that. They love that first week of May.
Okay, so July 11th.
Oh, so that's when Superman comes out.
Yeah, it's in the same month, but at the same time, well,
Superman keeps July, then Fantastic Four shouldn't have to move then.
Okay, then, because the way I was thinking was it was going to be within the same month, unless they changed it. I don't know.
They might have changed it.
Yeah.
They might have changed it.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
So there goes my speculation.
Dr. John in the house.
Therefore, I don't know shit.
House MD.
House of Pain.
Plenty of it. It's quite. The anatomy is quite gray when you think about it.
Yeah, very gray.
Extremely gray.
So that's gonna. Oh boy. So is there? So I think that's great.
Gray wolves all running amok.
I need to put this thing in a glass case. I tell you.
Protect them, mate. Protect them.
Gotta protect it. Gotta protect my investment.
Gotta protect the family at all costs.
Exactly. All I got, my word and my balls.
Exactly. That's all you got. All you got is your word and your balls. You never turn your back against the family ever.
Hey, no. That's why you should That's why you should go ahead and get yourself a manscape.
Exactly. You know, when you start selling a manscape, you start going like, "Hey, yo, whoa."
Adrian.
Hey, oh, come on, Adrian. You gotta make sure that we get it all together. That's the way you were not supposed to thrive. Get us a bunch of turtles and go move out to Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm too hyped up.
Yeah. And just like that, I lost one person watching this video. So
Jamie's like, what in the world is happening right now?
Right. But anyways, I think that's everything I had wanted to cover as far as this goes. What about you? I mean, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
That's it, man. Guys, wish me luck on my exam tomorrow. Because after I hop off of here, I got to study.
And get your chicken on.
Get my chicken on. I got some fries in the air fryer too, so it's gonna be a good meal. It's gonna be a good night. Yeah.
I'm coming over.
John's welcome anytime, my friends. Anytime. I'll make the man a meal. No problem whatsoever.
No problem.
Best damn meal you never had, my friend. I got you.
I got you. All right, now. All right, guys. So tomorrow night, Rossie will be back. And she's going to be talking about The Last of Us Part 2. She's talking about the video game, of course. She'll be back over here at 9:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then next week, we're going to be doing our mixtape of Tupac. We're going to be making our own mixtapes up and figuring out how we want to do it. And then March is going to be March Madness. Jason and Don will be back on the show. We're going to be doing best Johnny Depp movies of all time.
Sounds like a good slate.
Yep, definitely. With that being said, guys, I hope everyone has a great and safe night. And thank you so much, Josh, for wanting to do this episode with me. And everyone have a great and safe night. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Happy Van Halen Times Day, guys. And bye-bye.